Before working with the BIM360 Issues add-in, you must first of all join the beta preview program. This can be done by going to feedback.autodesk.com and joining the Revit preview release. Once you have joined the program, you can then select the Revit preview release from the My Project section. Once inside the project, you can then scroll down on the left hand side and go to the extension section. Here we'll show the Revit Issues add-on beta. Selecting this extension, you will then get the intro, which will explain about what the feature version does, explain all the features, and then give you a download section. Within the download section, you can simply select the issues setup.zip file. Once downloaded and installed, this will then add the Issues tab into your Revit platform. You can then begin working within Revit to have bidirectional issues with BIM360. It's important to note that before starting, you must have the add-in installed. You must also have a current Revit subscription license. You must also then have access to BIM360 and a project that you are added as a member. It will only work with cloud and cloud work shared models only. This add-on is compatible with Revit version 2020 only. Acting as the module leader, I can begin the process of reviewing a student's work in progress model from within the design collaboration environment. Selecting the module selector and then going to design collaboration, I can now review the model in question. In this instance, I'm going to review the architecture model. Selecting the work in progress 2 issue set, I can now review the 3D model. Within Design Collaboration, I can then choose the Issues tab on the navigation panel on the left hand side of the screen. From within here, I can now begin the process of creating issues and then assigning them back to the student. Selecting the Create Issue button, I'm now going to create issues around the model. Selecting this window, I'm going to place the push pin on the window. I'm then going to add a title for the issue. Once the title is added, I can then assign it to my student, selecting the drop down and choosing Dylan Barkley as my required student. I can now assign a particular due date for the issue to be amended, add location details, the owner and root cause and description if known. Once complete, select the Create button to finalize the creation of the issue. I can also review the rest of the model and add issues around the building accordingly. Here I'm going to select the downpipe and also create an issue. Place the push pin, then fill out the issue title as required. Once the title is added, I can then assign it to the student. Add a due date, location, owner, root cause and description if required. Selecting Create to finish the process. Now that these issues have been created and assigned to the student, I can now act as the student and rectify these issues. Within Revit, I can now select the Issues tab. Within the Issues tab, I can now choose the Show button. This will then begin to show the BIM360 Issues panel. From within here, I can select each individual issue. The issues are also denoted by a graphical sphere icon within the 3D view. The color of this icon is matching back to the status of the icon. Selecting each issue will open up the issue panel and automatically navigate to that 3D view where the issue has been raised. Here I can see the issue involves me removing the window, and I can simply make that change to the Revit project. I can now select the window and delete it from the project. Selecting the window, right clicking and then choosing the delete option. This will then remove the window and I can now update the issue accordingly. I can now change this to answered, add an answer status and then select done to complete the task. I can now select the back arrow and now go and review issue number 4. I can now select the downpipe within the model and move it accordingly. Once the downpipe is moved, I can now update the issue, selecting the drop down and choosing answered and adding a comment. Selecting done when complete to update the issue. Now that I have updated the model and the issues, I can now synchronize with Central to relay these changes back to BIM360. Selecting Collaborate, then choosing Synchronize with Central, then Synchronize Now. This will then send these changes back to BIM360 Once we've successfully synced with Central, we can now use the Manage Cloud Models to publish these changes back. Selecting Manage Cloud Models, then choosing our project, we can now select the model from the list of current projects. Selecting the model, then choosing the option for Publish Latest, we can now publish these changes back to BIM360. Acting as the module leader, back within Design Collaboration, I can see that the issue icons have updated to blue. Here I can turn on the Issues panel and I can review each of these issues individually. Selecting issue number 3, I can then review that this window has now been removed as requested. Selecting the drop down, I can now set this as closed. I can add a comment as required and then select Done once complete. Selecting the back arrow, I can now review issue number 4. Here I can see that the downpipe has now moved as requested, and again I can update the status. Selecting the drop down, I can now choose this as closed. Selecting Done once complete to finalize and complete the issues.